This is a free podcast from the BBC. For more information, you can go to our website, bbc.co.uk/Radio 2.
Oh, Johnny, you missed it.
Oh, lovey, what did I miss?
You missed
Again?
the old Joanna
missing?
in the corner.
Oh.
Ralphie says, will Barrowlands be tickling the ivories again this morning? At first I thought it was Liberace, the smile and the wink. The sequins and the furs.
He didn't wink, did he?
Then I looked a bit closer and the game was up. Never mind. If you go on the road, call yourself 4 pensioners and a piano.
Where'd you get this piano from? Was it a grand?
They moved
wheeled
it.
in?
I wish they took the hint and moved it immediately.
Oh, swines.
And listen, you know how the other half lives. You know, I feel somehow, Johnny particularly, you don't graft enough. I had a freebie invitation, says Trevor Brown, from a major drinks distributor to attend the Publican Awards.
Who's doing that?
I think that's you. Is it that you?
Sorry, I can only...
Grosvenor House Hotel, Park Lane. What am I subjected to? Des O'Connor with Deadly Allen coat. Doing the back.
No.
He's very good.
Had the food been edible, I would have choked on it.
He puts himself about.
He does put himself about, hey? It's come to our attention. Who's this from? Huh?
Sounds like a complaint. I'm probably out of here now.
It's come to our attention a couple of your underlings have been supplanting...
No.
Supplanting?
No.
Do you mean supplementing their income by taking part in several exotic films which have been viewed by those in high places and claimed on expenses? Oh, no. It appeared that Miss Lynn, Bouncing Beauties, Bowles... took the lead role in Sex, Pies and Videotape, a gripping expose of life in a pie shop and a video rental store. She also in The Saucy Seductress of Splot, about a woman who has an unrequited love for the local Land Rover mechanic. I got it.
Things she does with Allen keys.
You'd be amazed.
Your second underling, Boggy Marsh, appeared in the classic film for discerning gentlemen Blowing the Sailor's Hornpipe, which featured many interesting scenes. Boggy was also in the film You Know What You Can Do With Your Organ, which was banned on health and safety grounds. The activities explored were not just unseemly, physically impossible, apparently. Many a Wurlitzer exploded.
Still smarting from him.
Ask if your underling's going to make any more films, and please let the following gentleman know. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. R. Timney, in the doghouse, Mistake Street, much fiddling on the expense. Now, Topper, wasn't she married to Al Gore?
Quite possibly. She sounds a lot more butch now.
After investigation by my officers, oh, blimey, Detective Chief Inspector Evening, we have discovered the cost of the adult movies added to the Home Secretary's hotel bill are there in error. It seems that the cost should have been charged to the room of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Well,
but since...
At the time.
Oh, look at... Yes, time's a waste.
Pressing things to do here, suddenly.
I don't have anything to do.
When I awoke this morning, I heard the birdies cry. The room was bathed in sunshine, and the seagulls filled the sky. The tide was high, the seas were calm, the boats were all at rest. Here comes Jolly Roger with the captain at his best. 'Tis dear old salty Boggy, gripping firmly at the wheel. And luscious Lynn is on the bow, with a smile in painted steel, and they've been abroad upon the seas
Don't
and
do
made
that.
just off Kent. What are you doing?
No, you don't want to know. You certainly don't want to see.
All right, she'd probably raising the mizzen. But yet again the ropes were tied, so round and round they went. But now the spring is really here, and old Bog has done repairs. He scraped her bottom, hauled her keel, and re-screwed all the stairs. Have you...
No, but I've got trouble with the binnacle.
You don't polish that
I've been polishing it too much.
Well, you can't.
The paint's come right off it.
Really?
Yeah.
And now you can't even see a face in it, can you?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Which is an
What are you
advantage.
going to do, Boggy? I'd worry.
I need staff. More staff, that's the answer. And I can sit there giving instructions.
Good. Well, we'll be there. I mean, what about an invitation? Eh?
Not forthcoming, no.
Yep, you could get it. Janet could have a packed lunch ready, and you could provide the wine, and we'd go down and get aboard, eh?
I know about your prowess with boats. You're not coming near mine.
I thought for Monday morning, well, Pauline, give it. What happened to the hour I lost yesterday? Don't start me on that. Don't start me on that. We had a power cut on Wednesday, says Pat, so we had to reset the clocks. To save time, I decided to set them to summertime, instead of doing it late on Saturday. So, we've been on summertime since Wednesday. It's amazing how much more time we have. Yes, but Pat, you've been stumbling about in the dark since Wednesday. We don't understand why, but good morning. Good morning to you, Reverend Lena. I thought rechanging the clocks and the time travel reminded me of me mother. She knew about time travel. If you don't behave yourself, I'll knock you into the middle of next week. She also knew about contortionism. Would you look at the dirt on the back of your neck? Rudy Ment, the Duke of Allingbrae, says, I can't see what all the fuss is about regarding MPs or their spouses watching adult movies. I personally have lots of adult movies at home, and for the life of me I can't see any problem. Watching films like Driving Miss Daisy, On Golden Pond and Cocoon. Yeah, that's just the difference between adult and mature. It's also the mistake of using euphemisms. Porn is porn, okay? Nothing adult about it. There's a bit of a purge on Exeter. The lads on the 6th floor. They won't be there long. The whole building's going. Now, Wogan, listen. There's a bit of a purge on expenses at the moment, so best be careful. Only put in stuff that you're actually entitled to claim for. The finance wallows down on 5 are giving everyone the microscope treatment. It's not only you that's suffering, by the way. This is causing merry hell up here on the 6th. If you have the gnome on with you this week, please ensure he doesn't try to put through travel costs for all those film shoots of his, and that Welsh bit of fluff should pay for any pie she has. I know they're provided free gratis, but you see the old... Get the point, right, yeah. It's only pro tem. After all the fuss has died down, just crack on as normal. But easy does it for now. That's the way. That's the way to do it. So there I was, seated, thank heavens for that, Bob Boswell, in front of the idiot box on Saturday evening. The Mem Saab had popped out for a chota peg. I was idly surfing the 9 million channels available, looking for anything. I fell across Walk on the Wild Side. No, I'm sorry, I'm not great on nature programmes. But nothing to do with Lou Reed or cross-dressing. Instead, it appears someone at the Beeb is channeling Johnny Morris. I rather liked the not very scary sharks, but nearly had an accident when the scratching badgers came on. And as for the lionesses discussing the shortcomings of the other half of one of their number, talking animals. Bring back Johnny Morris. Now, we were talking earlier about the strange things that happen in Northern Ireland. Elephants in people's backyards and the fellow who used to walk the lion along the streets. Well, I saw that certainly it's been cleared up because the Belfast Telegraph, a fine paper, said pictures of the elephant, the baby elephant, Sheila, and her carers in the back garden during the war years. And the elephant angel was Denise Weston Austin. See, it's true. There was an elephant in a woman's backyard throughout the war in Belfast. And there was a man who walked a lion along the streets. Although somebody said it wasn't it was a sort of cowardly lion, because any time a dog barked at it, it ran behind its owner's legs. Now, Ronan Keating, what is Ronan up to now? Pauline Lynch of Bradwell and Great Yarmouth, complaining that the knickers hurled at Boys' Own are a tad bigger now than they used to be due to the fact that 10 years on, the fans have turned from girls to women. It takes a good one to get past Ronan, and they can thank themselves lucky they haven't a pair of those, the old Spanks, wrapping themselves round Boys' Own's ears. Then they know all about it. What is Barrowlands Boyd and Chuffa Dandridge? I keep hearing you go on about them. I haven't the foggiest idea what you're on about. Now look, Shona Legg, nobody has the foggiest idea what's going on here, least of all the crowd of us here. And Len says, I'm having a conversation yesterday, and I got around to whether Jimmy Young was still alive. Look, somebody said, well, if Wogan's alive, Jimmy probably is. That's nice, isn't it? Well, as far as I know, Jimmy Young is hale and hearty, and good luck to the man. And make yourself useful. But Sue Pinner Basket of Carlisle. Have a word with the pair on the sofa at BBC News. No, I'm very, very lucky I don't look at people talking about each other's blouses. Every morning I hear, and now it's time for the news where you are. My ears prick up. What do I hear? Have my bins been emptied? Have the daffodils survived the night? Has anyone seen my prize porker? Not a word. On my weary way to work this morning, says Payne, Miss Diaz, my weary way to work, I was accosted by the gentleman who resides in one of the more affluent doorways in Glasgow's Bath Street. Yes? "Morning, Hen," quoth he. "Would you have a wee £2.59 on you?" £2.59? What's that for, said I? "I need new socks, Hen. I'd normally ask for £3, but I've deducted the VAT already." Customer service, alive and kicking on the streets of Glasgow. That restores your spirit, doesn't it? And Ian in Rutland said, "Great start to the Formula One season there, mateys. Good old BBC, first-class coverage, only slightly marred by the absence of the great John Bolster with his handheld mic and deerstalker." Well done. Jansen Baton, of course. And then there was the boat race. It's absolute... Talk about phrase-making that was going on, all carefully written out. And the desperate attempt to make a boat race, which, as usual with boat race, is a foregone conclusion, and the winner wins by miles, to make it sound as if it's tremendously close. Oh, no. I was the idiot. Oh, Sue Donim. You see, the woman's no fool. I was the idiot who wrote to you in the 70s suggesting, because we were talking about the elephant in the back garden in Northern in Belfast, and the man who used to walk the lion along the streets in Belfast. And then I said I remembered the budgie, the chap who used to carry his budgie in a little cage to the Robin Hood roundabout in Birmingham. And I was the one suggesting that the man with the budgie was Jim Smith, who was the manager at the time of Birmingham City. And who sold Trevor Francis. Anyway, I found in a charity shop recently one of your little books in which you used to reproduce some of our letters and flog them back to each Christmas. And there was my letter. I was so proud, says Pseudonym, fame at last. I turned to my 8-year-old granddaughter and said, "I wrote that." "Well, why doesn't it say your name?" she said. Well, be that as it may, not much has changed. Jim Smith and Trevor Francis are still loosely involved in football. Birmingham are nowhere near Europe. You're still doing the programme. This is my second letter to you. I think the budgie might have passed on.
You're listening to the Wake Up to Wogan podcast from BBC Radio 2.
Why waste good money on adult entertainment? Oh, that man is going to have no rest. This has been... Ben Twinkle writing here. When you can get it for free by listening to the Janet and John saga on the BBC Light programme weekday morning 7 to 9. Oh, I thought it was on Saturday as well, but never mind. Yes, we have, in fact, according to Barrowlands, a little tale of Janet and John for you a little bit later on, eh? Look, I have a little tale of Janet and John here. I was browsing, says Frank of Stevenage, a bit of an old browser, in a well-known bookstore when visiting Letchworth, the world's first garden city, assuming you don't include Babylon. Outside, the proprietor had some trestle tables with second-hand books laid out for people to have a look at before buying. A young girl was having a close look at a book before putting it back with the others. "Didn't you like that one?" her mother asked. "Oh, he's all right," she said, "but I couldn't find a picture of that nice man that Terry Wogan laughs at. It had just pictures of children." After they left, I picked up the book. It was the Janet and John book. Congratulations to John Marsh for corrupting another of the younger generation, yes? And there'll be more corruption a little bit later, about 40 minutes from now, around about 8:20. A Janet and John tale to tickle your fancy. It said in the papers on Sunday that Simon Cowell regularly meets 2 lots of people for lunch and then table hops between them, sharing a course with each. Now, I've met Simon Cowell. He seemed a perfectly decent man, a nice fella. But that's madness. That's Hollywood. Okay? Well, actually, says Alice Clark, it's just like your show. Flitting from Lynn's table to Boggy's, exchanging a few words and munching as you go, before pausing briefly to chat to the listener, spreading yourself as thinly as the Diet Marge on this morning's toast. Sonniger Grüße aus. Wie geht's, Alice? Alles klar. Hübschen und Molz. Guter Holz. The great British menu is back. And hurrah, say I. Yeah, well, you would. It's Franny Haddock saying, a show with preposterous menus. And I'm sorry, I missed it last night. What could I have been doing? And present preposterous menus and presenting style to match, stretched thinner. What thinner even than MasterChef? Than an extra small T-shirt worn by Billy Bunter. 9 weeks of Mad Grub and Jenny Bond talking up non-existent rivalry. Yes, exactly. Gets my vote every time. Yeah. Last night, we had a lad who was trying to create a new take on corned beef and brown sauce. His idea was to make his own bully beef and create a sauce along the lines of a famous proprietary band. He had his dad, an aficionado of the said sauce, after father with the Fardens, along with him to give his efforts a few pointers. Speaking for myself, says Franny Haddock, I'd have gone down to the supermercado, bought a tin of Fray Bentos and one of those squeezy bottles, slapped it on a plate, taking care not to slice me finger off, and kept stum. Are we the first off the starting blocks? I don't know, Floribunda. What's up? We sighted a flock of swallows here in the sunny Isle of Wight last Sunday. Are we the first in the country? I don't know, Florrie, but it's some weeks since the first caravan was spotted. And George Hill of Addlestrop. Oh, you live in Addlestrop. Oh, Gloucestershire. On Coronation Street last night. I wasn't watching, by the way, but the TV was on. I just glanced. There were fire engines in the street with blue lights flashing, firemen running round, people breaking down doors, smoke and flames gushing out of the windows of the flat above the bookies. Along came Ashley and said, "What's going on?" Now, you see, according to the producer of EastEnders, that hasn't been said on EastEnders for 2 years. You see, Coronation Street's a bit behind the times. Good morning. Thank you for the warning. Lollipop, I've had an early breakfast, gagged my bit of Welsh ruff, taken the phone off the hook, and I'm sat on the floor. You're seated on the floor, or possibly sitting, but you're not sat. Well, I can't hurt myself by falling over, so you can read the Janet and John. Do not anticipate our delights. It's as well to have a warning, of course, but the Janet and John tale will be told with appropriate sounds. Boggy Marsh, Boggy Marsh, sitting in his shed, watching films, oh so blue, face so very red.
I paid for him.
He looks like a prat, loon pants and cravat. Boggy Marsh, Boggy Marsh, Boggy Marsh.
I resent this. Can we have a letter sometime about, my intelligence and my prowess?
Certainly.
Instead of all this abuse.
Yes, unfortunately, I have to reflect the general groundswell of opinion.
No, you
don't. I do. Yeah, I do. Otherwise, for goodness sake, make sure that bearded buffoon doesn't make the microphone squeal again this morning.
Why do I turn up for this?
You see, he noticed.
He did not.
That wasn't me anyway.
Heave ho, me hearties. Indeed, yes, indeed. Who used to say that? Mrs. Bouquet, when she took to the boat. Do you remember when she was on that boat? Yes. Heave ho, me hearties. Here's another little ditty. Thank you. Lady Ophelia. Lady Hornpipe. Delusions of Grandeur Hall, somewhat doon the tune, on Tyne. Sunset and evening star, nor any drop to drink. Boggy's off to sea once more, gives him time to think of days gone by when all alone in his beautiful pea-green boat he dined on mince and slices of quince, thanks to Chuffer's white £5 note. Janet and John.
Yes.
Today, John is going to a cheese and wine party for the Women's Institute at the village hall. John has been invited because he is a celebrity. Do you know what a celebrity is? Last year, the ladies invited John's friend Alan because he likes wine, but he kept falling over. Janet says, "You'd better hurry up, John, or you'll miss the bus." See John put on his best lilac top hat and tails with silver shoes and matching handbag. John is a popinjay. And Janet says, "If you remember, pop into the supermarket and pick up a packet of stuffing for the chicken tonight." "I will," says John. "Can I have a red currant jelly with it?" You can hardly understand a word he says.
I understand that word. With everything, please.
I suppose so, says Janet. Red currant jelly is John's favourite. John sometimes puts it on his cornflakes. See John hop and skip down the road to the grocery store, pick up a big packet of stuffing. Then John catches the bus. When John arrives at the village hall, lots of people there. Sorry, it's too early. John sees the pasta kidneys. John, says Pastor Kidneys. Glad you could make it. We've divided the ladies into 4 teams. They'll be blindfolded and will try different wines and cheeses from each of the 4 tables. You'll be looking after the table by the door. Mr. Spicer, Mr. Wicks and I will take care of the others. When they've finished the tasting, they'll all vote on which ones they prefer. My nose is running. This is useless. We can't go on like this. See John stand behind the table and start to pour out glasses of wine and cut up some cheese to put on the biscuits. Are you allowed to use a sharp knife? While John is waiting, Mrs. Durkin lets John try some Californian Central Valley white wine. John likes wine, but it does make him go all floppy. Soon the ladies arrive for the tasting. John has 4 bottles of Burgundy wine on his table, and each of the ladies tastes the wine, then tries some of the cheese. Then they go back to their tables and vote on what they've tried. What fun! And John, soon all the ladies have voted, and one of the wines from John's table was the winner, and one of his cheeses was the runner-up. Mrs. Richardson and Mrs. Greaves come back for some more cheese. Soon the party's over. John waves goodbye to all his friends. When John gets home, Janet's preparing the chicken for dinner. "Did you have a nice time?" said Janet. John said, "Yes, very nice, thank you. Before we started, Mrs. Durkin let me taste something from the Central Valley. Then all the ladies put on blindfolds and queued up for a sample from each of the men. On the whole, they said they preferred the taste of my bone to Mr. Spicer's Pinot. Then Mrs. Richardson and Mrs. Greaves came back because they couldn't wait to get a bit more of my mature blue vein on their crackers." For God's sake. I'm going home. I can't stand it.
You're listening to the Wake Up to Wogan podcast from BBC Radio 2.
Boggy stood on the burning galley, frantically shaking his walk. All of a sudden, the ship's cat leapt up and sank its teeth into his into his ham hock. Oh, thank goodness for that. That's from Warmington Muffet, I should say.
I'm going to eat that cat.
Listen, in the face of all that's going on, sure, if we can't have a laugh, I'd like to request your help as an expert on early morning presenting. Well, if you say so. From the saintly one, Market Harborough. As I've just received a letter from my local council stating that on collection days, all wheelie bins must be presented by 7 a.m. Could you advise on the correct form for a presentation? Formal dress, is that required? How does one address a wheelie bin? Well, one curtsies prettily, if one can, at one's age. And I certainly can't. To arrive at work on time, I must leave home by 8:25. Oh. Well, it's no use you listening to Johnny Marsh, because he'll give you a tough time check. So your Janet and John story, this was yesterday. A story of simple folk that somehow reduced people to apoplexy. And I was compelled to listen to, and it made me late. On arrival at the office, I was horrified to see I was red-eyed, and my makeup was smudged because of hysterical laughter. When is the next story? I'll take the day off to avoid embarrassment. Yes, Carol. I think you should. I should have taken the day off yesterday, because it did turn a little bit hysterical. Still, that's what keeps us going, isn't it? And I'll just show that I'm playing my part, as it were. So, bonjour, Président Sarkozy. Guten Morgen, Frau Merkel. And, how are you, Biffo? And, good morning, Gordon. Oh, dear, I've gone all whimsical. Have you, Tim Gustard? April the 1st. He wrote this, 6:15 a.m. The harbingers were singing as the night let in the dawn. The still air held the mist in place behind the village hall. The crows, the only silent birds, stood sentry by their nest, and a feeling of euphoria began to swell my chest. The frost caressed the wisps of grass, pushed fresh between the cobbles. The trout rose for an early olive, silhouetted over pebbles. But I worry that all this may be the calm before the storm, and by the middle of the month the summer may have gone. Are you throwing olives to the fish? I've been listening to your show for 50 years, says Jean. I've heard it all. Only the Irish could rhyme Obama with Connemara. Yes, and Yokohama, and Turulama, and that's Tipperary Limerick rhyming. It's a gift. Now, at the beginning of BBC Formula One coverage on Saturday morning, oh, terrific, young Jake Humphrey dramatically announced that this season the drivers would be embarking on an incredible journey. Correct me if I'm wrong, due to the nature of racing circuits, after the drivers embark on their journey, don't they eventually end up back where they start? Yeah. It's scarcely a journey, is it? Pull the other one. What? Bransgore Crotmerdle is writing. Put up the tax on petrol and diesel in the middle of a financial crisis? They wouldn't dare. Especially when Parliament has stuck its neck out by awarding every MP that 150% pay rise. No, they'd never do that. They'd never. No, the Chancellor of the Exchequer is no fool, you know. Loose morals. It's not often that I feel sorry for a politician. No, you don't get much sympathy for politicians these days, do you? But surely, after flying over the Atlantic and suffering from the attendant jet lag, Barack Obama, President Obama, deserves a lie-in. Instead, he gets hauled out of bed for a Brexit meeting with Gordon Brown. Oh, God. Anyway, oh, look, he's written. Barack has written to us. What a great show. How you doing today, said Terry. You Brits are so welcoming. I can't believe all those folks out there shouting and cheering. It's fantastic. Thanks a lot, you guys. And look, j'aime beaucoup cette émission. Ah, you see, c'est une lettre from France. I love Wake Up to Wogan. I appreciate Terry. I'm listening to you every day. I'm off work for a while. Did you have a bump or something? I'm just melancholic sometimes. When I hear some songs I used to dance to when I lived in Stratford-upon-Avon in the 1990s. Just remind me of all the British boys that I loved. Oh, for heaven's sake. And give my love to Angus, Chrissy, and the girls. English people, I love you. It's from Carla. No, it isn't. It's from Isabel. But still, it's nice to get him. Somebody loves us. If anyone wants to Barack Obama, sit on top of an enormous llama, bound to attract the world's attention, won't result in any detention, always a smile, never a frown, even though he's at breakfast with Gordon Brown. Roger. I wonder what the will be serving Barack for breakfast, his first multicultural British breakfast. We can be sure there'll be no shortage of white Scottish puddings. Cabinet's full of them. Maybe some hash browns. Apparently a favourite. Unfortunately, Gord won't be serving any of his bacon. He's been trying to save that for years. Look, this is Jen. I get hysterical with laughter with the Janet and John story. I don't understand how that can be, Jen. I can read them completely soberly and without the suspicion of a grin. There's nothing funny about them simple stories of simple folk. Especially yesterday, Jen had some kind of hysterical fit. Tears running down my cheeks. Can I get you and the team laughing on the Janet and John? Yes, the Janet and John CDs are as broadcast, I regret to say. But it made millions for children in need, so I'm not going to hear a word about them. So if you fancy them, www.charitygoods.com. That's where Charity Goods is one word, Jen. That's where you'll find them. And as I say, as broadcast.
You're listening to the Wake Up to Wogan podcast from BBC Radio 2.
Now look, Tell, says Rob of Northampton. I can normally spot an April Fool a mile off. But in this PC and red tape country that we're in, the nanny state, I found it hard to tell fact from fiction yesterday. Too true. Exactly. Oh, I've got you sussed. Have you indeed, Bert Toast? Or so you imagine. Yesterday I finally worked out the whole modus operandi. Your idea is that since you read out unbelievable letters from the weird and the wacky all the year round, then you can't possibly get caught out on April the 1st, because it's just like any other day, so no one can tell the difference. It is fiendish, isn't it? Yes, fiendishly clever. I'm sat here sitting. You, of course you are, sublimely. And I feel compelled to write you a missive. Fire away, then, As I was teaching yesterday at St. Agatha's, my class and I were covering all the different jobs available in the German language. Really, well, I wonder if Angela Merkel is aware that there's so many jobs available on the Rhine. And we came across the word for bank clerk, when one bright spark asked what one of those was. Oh, in German. Was ist ein Bankklerk? I gave a simple definition and followed it up with, Terry Wogan used to be one, thinking that would prove an interesting nugget of information and possibly something to discuss. There was a very quick reply, but not one I was expecting. Who? So, you've been complaining that food, said Reverend Michael Bentley, age 73 in 11/12 months. Good man, Michael. That food has been in short supply, short commons. The victuals have been low on the old stimp meter here for the last week or so. I can tell you we had a feast of pies, of course, and a bacon connoisseurs week that we won't easily forget. Oh, those waffles, that maple syrup. Anyway, nothing for the last week. Is it not somebody's week? Is it not curry week or fish and chip week or even jellied eel week? On your programme recently, I've arranged for members of The Apprentice to supply you with the necessary food. Oh, that's good. However, you may find that the chicken wraps haven't any chicken in them and the sandwiches have only the filling right in the middle. I'm not following The Apprentice. I haven't got the nerve. But apparently people get fired because they don't fill out sandwiches properly. Now that we don't trust banks and our pension funds are worth less, I've come up with a plan. Our good man, Bill Moss. A plan that carries less risk. Good. I put it to us. I know the Chancellor listens to this, even if the radio critic of the Times doesn't. I'm putting all my saving on the Grand National. That's the plan. OK, lads. Right. The only problem is finding the winner, but I've found it. Oh, good. 12-1, Rambling Minister is the answer. Is that for real? Bill Hollowell, gourmet and food taster to the toffs and gentry. What a revelation that was to catch the apprentice's foray. Do you know, I'm almost feeling sorry I didn't watch it. In the heady world of culinary creativity, as these poor swines grappled with the task of producing canapes for the discerning taste buds of city high flyers, and what a selection of mouth-watering morsels. Massive hunks of bread garnished with a slice of limp tomato, some cheesy things, chicken wraps without any chicken, undressed salad, bargain basement tuna chunks on bread, a cunning twist of that great British favourite, pineapple chunks and cheese on sticks, but with a blob of chutney. And to crown this gourmet repast, peanut butter sandwich. For heaven's sake. He should have fired them all. And as for the great British menu, yes, I managed to trip over that last night. Jenny Bond desperately trying to whip up some kind of antipathy between the two. Come on, you must show a little bit. Pretend that you're having a fight. Yeah. What was all that about faggots and mushy peas? That's right, this master chef, that's what he decided to serve. Faggots and mushy peas. And the other fella is turning himself blind, turning out succulent pork and crackling with a black pudding jus. Edna Cloud is locked in the computer room. She's locked herself in the computer room. She's traumatised. Rang for a washing machine engineer. Found the kitchen looked like Lake Windermere yesterday. Oh, God, isn't it awful? I was told Thursday, but they couldn't stipulate a time. No. Oh, well, we can't. He arrived at 8:20 this morning. Now, you see, nobody comes to this house before 9:30. They don't even ring, let alone visit. So you've left him to it in the kitchen and locked yourself in the computer room. Yeah. She's not ready for you, sir. Yeah. And Ian in Rutland, I hope you heard the music yesterday, Ian. He agrees with me that perhaps reviving Tony Hancock and the great Leonard Rossiter's portrayal of Reggie Perrin, I suppose for a younger audience it's worth doing, but for those of us who remember, it's kind of second best. So, I've a drink habit. The management at Belfast Zoo have been trying with us. We've been going on about this some time now. trying without success to locate the lady who raised a baby elephant in her back garden during the war years. Well, no, they have located her. I saw in the Belfast Telegraph they've got a photograph of the woman in the back garden with the elephant. But surely, anyway, if they couldn't find it, they only need look for a house with the best roses and a 26-foot kennel in the back garden. Yes, one would have thought it'd be easy enough to find. But as I say, they found her. And I've listened, says Yankee Duttle. I've listened with keen interest, well, that's more than most people, to the continuing saga of the elephant kept by a lady during the last Great War in Belfast. It's clear, after a bit of pondering, what happened to it. An elephant that good, you don't eat it all at once. No, that's the three-legged pig joke, lads. We've already had that today. El Presidente, bonjour, guten morgen, buongiorno, buenos dias, calimera, how do? Is it me? I don't know, Roger. Ask me another. Last week, Friday, it was officially all our fault. Past 3 months, that's the Togs, didn't spend enough, which caused the economic downturn. OK, we kept our hands in our pockets, for which we are sorry, but, nobody said a thing, so we could have saved all the trouble. OK, it's our fault, but then suddenly, hang on, what's this? Someone's found £1 trillion. That's a million. It's not dollars, is it? No, it's... well, it could be. Could be euro. So where was that hiding? Yes. So where'd you get that money? If we haven't got any money, where did they get the £1 trillion? Very good morning to you this Friday. It's Friday again. I blinked on Monday, and now it's Friday. Maybe it's me age. Thank you for all your letters and your emails, of course. Fantastic. Many of them on the subject of the extraordinary melodrama that was EastEnders last night. Bless us. It gets worse, doesn't it? Whenever there's a wedding, it goes beyond what you can even fantasize about. And, to the tune of the floral dance. I can't remember that. What is the tune of the floral dance? As I went out one bright spring morn to the Bank of England to get my corn, I was waylaid by an anarchist. He was angry with the capitalist. Obama sitting on the throne of God. Terry broadcasting with his hod. Gordon Brown with the old last chance. All together in the floral dance. Yes. And I think the best question of the morning is, where did they get the £1 trillion? It has to come out of somewhere, and we're not supposed to have any money. Nobody's supposed to have any money. So, it's not out of our pockets again, is it? We're taking it from you to give it to you. And from Inverness, Don B. Shy says, in the quiet day for news items this morning, old Boggy gets the rap for everything. The buck stops with old Boggy Marsh. Reported the public had been asked to note the wildlife that they see on canal banks. I think if this request was applied to the banks of the Caledonian Canal, there could be a lot of embarrassment. Has somewhat mixed reviews for that film that Richard Curtis, the very talented Richard Curtis, has produced about the pirate ships that played the music to all our delight when we were a lot younger. And that's disappointing, isn't it, that it didn't receive such good reviews, because... I just wanted Tony Blackburn and Colin Berry and Johnny Walker and all that to turn up. That would have given it the reality. So what is it with the BBC, says Stuart Wright? Another critic, lads. They find a wonderful actress who's playing the part of Danielle in EastEnders, and then they kill her off in only a few weeks. Aha, Stuart. Oh, have they? Mm-hmm. You see? Is she really gone? Just tell me, says Brian. How tall are the Obamas? Now, I know Her Majesty is petite, but the photographs on the front page of the Telegraph make herself and Prince Philip look like a couple of garden gnomes. Now, then on page 5, Michelle, pictured with her arm around the Queen. Well, the cheek of it. Get your arm off. Appears to tower above the President. Yes. Well, I could have sworn I saw Michelle Obama on WrestleMania a couple of weeks ago. Oh, look, it's Ladies' Day at Aintree today. Oh, good. And I shall be wearing a lovely purple floral number with a puce bonnet. Oh, well done, Peter. Yes, you won't get noticed. You were earlier bemoaning the fact your complete lack of food in the studio. There's a marked lack of what can only be described as provender or victuals this past week. Bring back Pie Week, that's what I say. Bring back good old English breakfast. Bring back anything. Why not give Ian Beale a ring if you're short of food? I hear on the grapevine he's got a shed load of stuff left over from an unexpected wedding breakfast cancellation yesterday. While your roundup of the motor vehicle carnage in Albert Square highlighted the danger of living in the said neighbourhood, yes, and that road, as somebody said, is about the same size as Ian Beale's lounge. But there's more people been killed on it. Did you have to mention the Peggy Shah scene? Because that's the only way out. The carnage has been so terrible that they're going to have to get rid of half the cast, the ones that haven't been killed on the road. But the only way out is for Peggy to take a shower and step out of it, and the whole thing's just a dream.
You're listening to the Wake Up to Wogan podcast from BBC Radio 2.
Look, I heard you were unable to find any reliable help among your staff. I haven't got any staff. I've got peons, underlings, and if it wasn't for my chambok, they wouldn't do a turn.
What's he talking about?
I don't know.
Across the back of the legs.
Is that what it was?
Oh, one of those. Oh, what
I'd like to offer my services on board your yacht. Oh, this is Sue.
Is it someone who knows what they're doing?
It's Sue. No, it's superbly built. I have a sporty, outgoing nature.
Sounds good
well,
to
that's
me.
it then. The old sporty, outgoing nature. It'll be the end of
Is
you.
that it? You're not going to read any more of that?
Certainly not, because
No.
it turns a little bit...
Promising, I thought.
And, dear sir, look, I'm Marsh Luxury Apartments. I'm writing in response to your request to place an article in the Luxury Homes Monthly with reference to the single-room, luxury detached log cabin that you wish to rent out in the new South Downs National Park.
Yes.
Listing features such as air-conditioned, fully fitted kitchen, entertainment suite, ensuite bathroom. Our inspectors have been round to have a look at this. We class this sort of a building as a garden shed. Warped planks causing holes to appear cannot be classified as air conditioning. Fully fitted kitchen, a barbecue on a stand. Entertainment suite, a wind-up radio. Ensuite bathroom, a river running past the door. Also, you've put the decimal point in the wrong place, as 0.80p per week rent would be more like it, not £800 per week. You're after it again, the almighty dollar, for heaven's sake.
You never know when you're going to need another job, another source of income.
Stop demeaning yourself, Johnny. You're better than this.
Am I?
And listen, what were you doing yesterday?
No, that wasn't me.
Well,
I do have a look-alike.
Well, Ralphie says, was that Boggy Marsh I saw leading an angry mob yesterday? I swear it was him putting in the windows of the Royal Bank of Scotland.
There's a lot of anger about it.
I think I recognised his bandy legs tottering along in his Zimmer frame. I wonder exactly what he found to protest about. I do hope it wasn't cold bedpans again. I don't think he's so much angry. You're more bewildered, aren't you?
I don't see why I should have to put up with this sort of thing.
Because...
It didn't happen in the old days. Newsreaders were treated with respect and dignity. Just because I don't wear... What are you looking at me like that? That's scary.
No, you were frightening me there for just a moment. Boggy Marsh he went to see. Oh, what a sight to see. In his three-corner hat with an ostrich feather and lace-up trews made of leather, waistcoat of pink and seacoat of teal. How many people did laugh, peal after peal, so off he shoved and raised the sails, the mizzen, the jib, the mainsail and spanker. Never did a sailor look more of a pillock.
Gets your place in the lock, though. Don't knock it.
Pardon? What was that? Was that technical? What place in the lock? What? You don't take to a lock. That's a canal. Or a river. You're on the sea, man. You're on the sea.
Oh. I need you to come with me and explain these
And
technical terms.
you tell me you couldn't get back into port yesterday because of the unfavouring winds.
Well, I got back through the lock, but it was the bit from there on was troublesome.
Was it?
Gusty,
Was Janet aboard?
No. She's got far more sense than that.
But
have
then
an underling.
who jumped off the boat to tie it up, as it
The
were?
stuff.
Oh, I see.
But you're walking in a funny manner today.
I am, I did my back.
It's a list to port. Is Boggy afraid of Janet?
Yes.
Does he jump whenever she calls?
Oh, yeah.
He knows that if he makes her crawl, she'll string him up by his ears. Why does everything
know.
have to have... why?
Never used to be.
I'm not that kind of person.
Of course you're not.
I was well brought up.
Well, why are they sending this stuff to you then?
I don't know. I don't know how many times I have to tell you to stop castigating Boggy, says Melanie Frontage. He's a lovely man with impeccable manners, a gorgeous, sexy voice, which you emulate beautifully when reading the Janet and John stories. Yes.
I haven't been castigated for a long time.
The fact... you don't want to go through that again, do you?
No, I don't. Not recovered.
The fact that he can't get the weather right, can't sail a boat and needs reminding to clear the debris from his beard, these are minor issues. Leave him alone.
Yes.
Only read out a few nice letters about him, or I'll have to come and sort you out. Oh, come on, then. Come on, Melanie. I need sorting out. Ooh. Hey.
He's gone.
I see. What ho, me old buccaneer nose and throat specialist. It's Chuffer Dandridge.
Chuffer.
Hello, Chuffer. Did I hear your old man of the sea, Boggy, mention he was blowing all over the place the other day? Nothing to be ashamed of, old toot. It happens to us all. I blame the pressure of appearing on live radio. I knew a famous actor who had his underwear specially made with a trumpet mouthpiece fitted to the rear. So... if he did suffer from nervous embarrassment on stage, he could blame it on the missed cue in the orchestra pit.
Where's Lord Reith when you need him?
And there's a lot of this kind of stuff. Boggy stood on the burning deck with a dilemma most rotten. He'd been holed up in port for so long. He'd barnacles on his bottom. And the rhyme of the ancient Boggy, that was from very long John Silver and Wilting, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The rhyme of the ancient Boggy. The sun now rose upon the night. On the right. Out of the sea came he. Still white the mist upon his beard came Boggy from the sea, and the good south wind still blew behind, yet onward still strode he. The shabby figure of a man came Boggy from the sea. Down dropped the breeze, so still the night. It was just as you can see. I like this. It's a lot of acting
How do you spell?
No, that's in there. That's in there, love.
Oh.
It's
I wouldn't.
again.
I don't ad-lib within this. Down, no, you've ruined it for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I can't go
Should I
on.
get the blame for everything?
Yes, indeed. Dear Mr. Marsh, from Flydorf D. Bumblebee, further to your news item earlier this morning,
Yes.
you're aware that walkers and boaters
Yes.
are being asked to record all wildlife. For God's sake. When they
I just read it.
I'm sending you through pads to jot down the vital information, if you will, when walking through the national park that is now your home.
Yes.
Consequently, we'd ask you to conduct all future trips with temperance being the watchword. No alcoholic snifters at all. Edifying fruit juice. Elderberry cordial. That's your only man. I understand that to request this from a gin-addled old soak is asking quite a... That's the way they see you. The gin-addled old soak. And they're not a million miles off the mark, are they, Lynn?
Oh, I think they've been quite kind.
I hate both of you.
I think I can smell
really-
him from here.
Telling me.
What was that? Was that a Baltimore Oriole I heard there? Chirruping?
What's that other noise you were
The
making?
old problem.
I see. High wind in Jamaica.
I won't tell you how I do that.
Oh, she came of her own accord. Today, Janet and John are going to Tunbridge Wells.
Oh, yes.
Do you know
Mecca.
where Tunbridge Wells is? See the traffic. Janet used to work in the area. Wants to see some old friends. See John put on an orange satin suit with green piping and a big floppy hat.
They all wear those in Tunbridge Wells.
See how high Janet can raise her eyebrows. Once Janet has strapped John into his safety seat and given him a barley sugar for the journey, they set off. When they arrive, Janet says, "Here's some money for your lunch, John, and a little extra for some shopping, but no magazines. I'll see you in the tea shop in the shopping centre at 3 o'clock. See John wave goodbye to Janet and hop and skip down the road to the shops. John stops outside the Flying Noodle Chinese restaurant. John likes Chinese food. It's not going to be waiter. This chicken is rubbery out. The restaurant is advertising, "All you can eat for £10." Sorry, no offence. No, but that's the way it was written.
£7.50.
John orders everything on the menu from the restaurant owner, Dickie Wang. And says... There's nothing wrong with this. And says...
It's us.
No. I'm sorry. I'm cracking up too early these days. Do you have any red currant jelly? As soon as John has finished eating, he gets off most of the stains off his clothes and walks to the shops. John likes shopping. See John go into an art shop. John likes art. Sometimes he buys special artistic magazines from Melanie Frontage. Ding-a-ling goes the shop bell. John is looking at all the lovely coloured pencils when he sees Mrs. Hudson. "Hello, John," says Mrs. Hudson. "Hello, Mrs. Hudson," says John. "What fun." Mrs. Hudson says, "I'm looking for some supplies for my husband. He's a draftsman. He can't get the hard HB leads for his pencils where we live." Oh, God. So I've come here. I've got him a new drawing triangle, too. John says, "It's a lovely bright colour. Could you tell me, what's this swirly-shaped thing?" "Well, Mrs. Hudson, that's called a French curve. They're used to join points on a variably curved line. That reminds me, I have to buy him a large one like that while I'm here. He's already got a small version. I must get some more erasers, too." See Mrs. Hudson pay for the things she bought and wave goodbye to John. I don't like the way this is going. No. Soon it's time to meet Janet. John goes to the shopping centre. When he's finished running up and down the escalators, he's quite tired. Goes to the tea shop, orders tea and cakes. In a few moments, Janet arrives. "Hello, John. Did you get some lunch?" "Yes," says John. "Then I went into some shops. I saw Mrs. Hudson at the back of the shop. She showed me that she'd got a fluorescent triangle and told me he hadn't got any lead in his pencil. She said that he had a small French curve, and she was looking for something a bit better, and said that the one I showed her was perfect. Once she got some rubbers, we were away."
Thought that was coming.
See Janet rub cakes into John's hair. Poor John. I thought it was all going to turn very nasty in the Chinese restaurant, to be honest.
Well, it often does.
That was a Chinese red herring, that.
Crispy duck.
Oh.
It's another story.
Yes, indeed. The Peking duck, that's another thing looking at you.
This was a podcast from BBC Radio 2. Get more information now at bbc.co.uk/Radio 2 and wake up to Wogan every weekday morning from 7:30 online, on digital and on 88 to 91 FM.